Welcome to Carey Bros Pros, the podcast for construction pros by construction pros. Now, here are James and Morris Carey.
I'm James, and it's great to have you with us on another edition of Carey Bros Pros.
And I'm Morris, and yes, we're professional contractors and brothers.
And you've caught us for a great podcast because we're broadcasting from the International Builders Show, Kitchen Bath Industry Show in Las Vegas, having a look at the latest and greatest in building products and technology to share with you. And our guest at this moment knows a lot about a sticky subject. That's construction, adhesives, glues, and stuff that will make for a better installed product. He is Mark Schroeder, the Vice President of Marketing for Franklin International Titebond.
Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Mark.
Chilly Vegas, huh?
Yeah.
Snow in Vegas.
Snow in Vegas.
Thought?
Who would have thought? But here we are.
Yeah, that just makes an example of how your product can perform in cold weather.
Oh, good segue, James.
Yeah, that's
perfectly done. Yes, exactly right.
You know, Mark, adhesives are needed for all kinds of different projects. I'd like to know what the differences are within your Titebond line that will help our listeners understand how they can better use your product.
Sure. Yeah, I think in general, the Titebond brand probably is most synonymous with our product category of wood glues, with woodworkers of various skill levels, of homeowners that may be doing some, repair or kind of things around the house. So glues is probably the product category for which Titebond is known best. But what many people may not know is that the brand also carries over into a full line of construction adhesives and caulks and sealants and flooring adhesives and items for flooring installations. That's kind of the general specialty, I guess, segments or silos of products that Titebond represents, and that's just on the consumer side, if you will, of the overall business from Franklin International.
And you have products that appeal to pros, contractors, and consumers.
Absolutely. We walk that fine line all the time. I think first and foremost, the brand mostly resonates and appeals to professionals, from builders to remodelers to flooring installers to wood window and siding installers. I think pros definitely know Titebond in those spaces, but to your point, so do consumers and DIYers and do-it-for-me type people. It definitely crosses over both user groups.
Make me understand the difference between you and Elmer's Glue.
Well, we're broader in terms of our product offering. We have a longer history in terms of actually producing and manufacturing those kind of products. They do a fine job in their space. We're less likely to be found or intentionally going after a school or a craft kind of a segment, and they do their thing over in that sandbox, and we do other things elsewhere. But when it comes to the glues themselves, there's lots of similarities in the technology and the chemistry behind them. But now in business for nearly 85 years.
And you don't look a day over 30.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. I'm not 85 to clarify,
sorry
but yeah. But the company's been around that long, yeah.
But I think the point that we're trying to make is that there are really heritage brands out there, certainly Titebond among them, and that you don't want to send a boy to do a man's job, if you get our drift.
I sure do.
Okay. So with Titebond, was the wood glue the beginning of the business offerings, or where did it start?
Yeah, great question. The origin of the company dates back to the mid-1930s as primarily a manufacturer of glues for the furniture and millwork businesses. So back in the day when those brands that we've all recognized and been associated with over the years, like a Lazy Boy or a Henredon or a Drexel Furniture or Heritage, we were dialed into specifically making glues for furniture making and for cabinet making and for millwork, and that's how things started back then, and just grew over time into encompassing all these different other types of products within all these categories.
So
today.
You're now making products that not only join wood together.
Correct.
But other materials as well. Can you describe those?
Yeah, for sure, especially with...
Do you have 2 hours?
Yeah. Do you have 2 hours?
That's right. I know some of that product.
But yeah, our construction adhesives would be a great example of your question, Morris, and that pertains to, bonding porous and non-porous materials and surfaces, brick, metal, stone, glass. So yeah, I think maybe the point here is that what once started as a group of products and brand that was dialed into primarily bonding wood, for certain has grown over time to bonding a wide variety of building materials and construction materials and difficult to bond materials with different types of
What are some
chemistries.
What are some of the most difficult to bond materials, just as a side note?
Certain types of non-porous materials where there's nowhere for, especially if it's a water-based item, there's nowhere for that water to go. So that's where we've developed over time, different polyurethane technologies.
Oh, polyurethane technology is really excellent.
Absolutely. Or different, blended polymer chemistries to bond. Melamine is another difficult substrate
Is
also.
it?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm guessing glass is too.
Glass is difficult. Yeah. So there's no shortage of challenges or difficult materials to join. With mastics or with pourable glues. But the good news is for, again, consumers and professional customers of ours that we have so many different types of technologies that there's likely a solution for whatever it is that you are trying to bond, whether you're a pro or not.
Now, we're general contractors, we're remodeling contractors, and of course we work with a lot of wood, and we use the subfloor adhesive because we glue our subfloors down because we don't want the squeaks.
Yep.
We, in the finish, would use the Titebond wood glue and that sort of thing. But there are others listening who are skilled tradespeople and pros in their own segment who utilize Titebond products. And I'll start you off, and then you can maybe share a few other categories. But I'm thinking of wood flooring.
Yeah.
For example, recently we both had engineered wood flooring installed directly over the concrete slabs in our homes. And one of the things we needed to be concerned with, of course, was a water vapor migration and a vapor barrier. Now, that vapor barrier could have been installed first and then the adhesive used to attach the flooring, or you can get both in one, and you have such a product, and it's what we use to install our hardwood flooring.
Yeah, you described that to a T. That's well done on your part. That's
my job.
Well, doing it well, clearly. That's, especially in geographical locations where, basements are non-existent and you're putting hardwood flooring, solid, engineered or otherwise, directly over top of concrete. You're exactly right. You've got that moisture concern that's out there, and obviously we want to try to help that bad combination of water and wood, and don't want to swell that wood or have it expand and contract. So yes, we offer both actually for flooring installers, and that is different levels of technologies of adhesive that can be used as a standalone, just the adhesive itself, but used in conjunction with a separate product that serves as a moisture control system or barrier. And then fairly recently have come out with what they call, 2-in-1s or all-in-ones, where it's both in one product. It's the actual adhesive and the moisture barrier combined together to help address those moisture vapor issues that can occur over concrete.
So what other categories of construction are great candidates for your product line?
Really, the building trades, from subfloor installation, drywall installation. We see a lot of like landscape retaining wall or pavers, outdoor, landscape types of materials that we have select products to adhere to well.
Roofing and siding?
Roofing, siding, windows, doors.
Aren't you glad I'm here?
Yeah, very much so.
I was at the exhibit, man.
Yeah,
I saw the products. I saw the products
You got a
firsthand.
good taste of it.
Yeah, I sure did. Yeah.
So really, I would say...
And color-matched caulking for metal
That's right.
roofing, I might
Yeah.
add.
Yeah, not just metal roofing, to your point, but our WeatherMaster brand of sealants for siding, windows, doors. Also, we're actively involved in staying up with the latest trends in terms of what the siding and door manufacturers are coming out with in terms of their colors.
Polyurethanes?
No, they're really we call it an MS polymer technology. It's just a bit of a hybrid. Mm-hmm. It doesn't truly act. It's a kind of a cousin to a polyurethane, I guess I would say. It's not a
and
true...
that's MS, not BS. There's no BS about their MS.
There's no BS about the MS.
Right now. All right, we're going to wrap things here up in a minute, but I want to ask you why Franklin International wants to be the most trusted adhesion company in the world.
Yeah, and that's the exact phrase that we spend time talking about at our location, and it may strike some people as a bit of a hokey or cheesy tagline to talk about, but we take that to heart, and that means a lot to us, whether it's with our customers, our suppliers, our vendors. We want to earn that trust. We want to develop trust so that when users of any kind are using Titebond products, they can be assured of a high quality premium experience and a good overall experience, and that matters to us, I think, in terms of what it means to the company and the brand, but also what it means to our customers to know that they can rely on Titebond for trusted products, trusted experience, technical service, customer service, full 360. That's really a mission of ours that we try to attain.
Mark, as you may know, we ask all of our Carey Bros Pros guests for 3 points for success. What would you like our fellow pros to learn from your visit with us?
I would say one thing is just to be aware of the array of different solutions, and by that I don't even mean products necessarily. It could be different types of packaging that we offer that helps efficiency on the job site or in the home or wherever that's happening, but that we believe we have solutions for just about any application with our products. I would say also that a lot of times less is more in terms of the actual application of whatever the product is. I think a lot of people by default just instinctively want to
use more than they need.
Apply more than they need.
And I think to your point, with a better product, you don't need as much.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people have experienced
that's a good one.
overdoing it or overusing it. And it kind of backfires,
Yeah.
So that's something to be cognizant of, I think, also.
And 3?
And 3. I think in the end, it's more about, having been around for as long as we have, 85 years, and this is a company that really invests in technology with the hopes that elevates to a good experience. We've been around for a long time. We've every plan in the world to continue to do so. It's reliability. It's durability, and it's the confidence that people have that choosing our brand and our products and our experience will end up in a positive outcome for them too. So we're
constantly striving for a better product.
Well said, exactly right.
Yeah. Our thanks to Mark Schroeder, VP Marketing, Franklin International, the Titebond brand, for spending time with us on this episode of Carey Bros Pros. You can learn more about their products and services at their website. That's Titebond.com, Titebond.com.
But remember, if you're looking for information about any of our guests, Mark included, as well as other podcasts, videos, and articles, simply check out our website. It is CareyBrosPros.com. Mark Schroeder, thanks for joining us live from the International Builder Show.
Good to be here, James Morris. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Really enjoyed having you.
It was a lot of fun. My pleasure.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, everybody, hold on to your hard hats. It's time for a quick bro tip from the Carey Brothers.
The last time we discussed cost accounting, we mentioned that subtracting actual costs from estimated costs renders a job's profit or loss. We also noted that accurate costing could only occur if estimate pricing was consistent from one bid to another. Question is, how does one go about achieving such consistency? The short answer is, if everyone who uses the estimating system can end up with the same bid for a project, then the system works. So let's discuss how to achieve bidding consistency.